Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies. And in previous videos, I've tried to go over everything you need to know to get started pinning SFIC small format interchangeable core locks with the A2 system. Right, I've went over the cores, the keys, and the math. Now, when it comes to the math, a common thing that can happen is a customer has 2 or 3 different keys, maybe a control key, a couple work keys that they need to work like a specific office, right? Kind of like a common keying scenario. And the question is, well, how do I calculate that, right? Now, if you haven't already, in the notes below, we have 2 different worksheets. We have one worksheet that just goes over a basic SFIC A2 pinning chart. And then we do have another one that's a multiple key pinning chart that you can have up to 5 different keys that you can calculate the combination for. Now, it's always good to know how to do it manually, right? And these sheets will walk you step by step through that process. However, there is a much more efficient way to do that, all right? So if you're at the point where, you know what, this happens enough where, you know, I don't like to sit down and do math for a few minutes to figure it out, well, our program, the Aero IC, which is a master keying software program, I have a video on it, I'll put in the link in the notes below, but it also has a calculator in it. And as what this calculator does, it allows you to put in the master key, the control key, and then any amount of change keys that you want to put, and it's going to give you the calculations for it. Now, why is this good? This is good because, you know, let's say you're doing this big office building and they decide, you know, at the end that they want the lunchroom or they want this office supply closet to have all of the keys fitted, or maybe all of, you know, a certain amount of keys, and maybe the master key system wasn't built for that, right? Or maybe you're going into a situation where you're taking over a new project and they're like, hey, you know, we'd like you to start with making sure that this door to the conference room, everybody's key works, right? And there's 6, 7, 8, 9 keys, and you're like, okay, you know, I'm gonna have to do some decoding and do some math here. So this calculator makes it quick and easy to figure that out. So let me go ahead and we'll hop on. Now this Aero IC program, it works with all Windows systems, you know, Windows XP up to currently it's Windows 10. And let me show you how it works. All right, so this is what the Aero IC core master keying software looks like, right? This is for all the SFIC, small format interchangeable core, A2, A3, and A4 systems. Now, in the notes below, I'll put a link to a video where I kind of do a basic overview and show you how to set up a system. But like I said, I want to concentrate on this button right here, the pinning calculator, right? It says right above it, have IC keys you need the pinning chart for, click the pinning calculator button, all right? So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to click this. Now this button, this calculator here is not really connected to the actual IC core software. Like, you have to view this as its own little system here for calculating, okay? So we're going to click that button. And as you can see here on this pinning calculator, you can choose from A2, A3, and A4. Now we're going to do A2. All right, now there's pretty much 3 things you need to fill out: your control key bidding, your master key bidding, or your change key bidding. And a little secret is that if there's not actually a master key that you need to use for it, you can just put any key bidding in there. But we found that by, you know, displaying what the master key bidding is on the chart really helps people when they're in the thick of the job type of thing. So I'm going to go ahead here and put in our control key bidding. Now, you're going to get this bidding one or 2 ways, right? You're either going to decode a bunch of existing keys and you're going to want to put the bidding in that way, or you're going to want to go to a master keying chart that has, you know, all the different biddings on it and choose the ones that you need to fit a certain door, right? So in this example, I'm just going to put the control key. It's a 7-pin, okay? So if you're doing a 7-pin system, make sure all of your biddings have 7 digits in them. And if it's a 6-pin, just make sure they all have 6 digits in them. You don't need to do anything outside of that to differentiate between the 2. So my control key bidding is going to be at 8510051. And my master key bidding is going to be at 2378415. Okay, now down here with the change keys, okay, all we have to do is separate them by a comma. We don't have to add any spaces, okay, we're just going to put them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 in this example. So I'm going to go as 0112231, comma, 0130231, comma, and a 0138831. Okay, no comma at the end, just keep it just like that. Now, once you have them all in here, okay, you can fill this thing up. You can, really, it's unlimited the amount of change keys you could put in, right? But of course, you want to follow the rules, right? Make sure you're putting, keys with the same step value in, because, there is not a number one master pin in SFIC A2 system. So once you have all that information put in, you're just going to hit the Generate Biddings button. Now, when that happens here, okay, is what we're looking at is it's just going to let us know what the control key is, the master key, and then the 3 change key biddings, okay? Then underneath it here, right here, this is going to be your pinning chart. So you don't have to do any extra math. At this point, all you have to do is start pinning from just looking at the screen, or you can print it out, or you can save as a text file, and at that point, put in a few of your own notes, like maybe office numbers in parentheses next to it, right? You put it in code, so if someone were to see the chart, they don't know what the actual biddings are, really whatever you want to do. But is what you have here now is a pinning chart that with when you pin up these 5 keys, right, these 3 change keys, this master key, and this control key, here's your pinning chart for it. So it's nice, and it's quick, and it's simple. All right, and that is how the Aero IC pinning calculator works. It's really handy, really can help you out. At the same time, you want to definitely make sure you're being careful, right? You want to make sure you're avoiding as much as possible any sort of cross keying, as well as, trying to key up a lock that doesn't have the proper step values in place, right? That can definitely lead to issues. You want to watch out for that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.